again, we've got two levels of diplomas. One is level 4, one is level 6. Now, this is called a professional diploma. It's because it has to do with professional, right? Is if people who want to have an alternative, if you are not going to a college, or you're not able to do a degree, but you want to have a professional qualification, this is it. And again, the overview here, in the British accreditation, they count the number of hours. Like, you have to meet a certain amount of hours. So this is equivalent to level 4. Level 4 is about first year university, right? Now, it does not mean that if you have this, you are first year student. No, because you are a first year subject student, if you get what I'm saying. And this is the unit overview. There are quite a number: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. There are 13 subjects here, of which you are able to pick and choose. For some are compulsory. So it depends on where you want to move towards. If you want to go into performance, there are certain compulsory, and then the optional will be the rest of it here. And so for teaching, it is the same. So again, all this info is taken from the syllabus. I've taken from the syllabus to make it easier, because there's nothing much to add to the syllabus. So you need to have the syllabus to read thoroughly to make sure that you are clear. And that can be found in RSL Awards. Now again, these professional diplomas are natural progression from level 4 and level 6. So let's just say if you finish your grade 8 performance, and then you want to go to the higher step, then most logically you want to look into level 4, right? After grade 8 will be level 4. So that the technical skills and all that will be higher than your grade 8. So anything below or on par with grade 8 will not be accepted for level 4 or level 6 performance. So 3 categories we have is teaching, performance, and creative enterprise. It's designed for aspiring professionals working towards a career in the creative industry. So for Malaysia, a lot of us are just looking at professional performance. We're looking at performance and teaching. The creative are not so, because most of us are either teaching or performing. Yeah, but of course you can go into creative if you want to. Now these are self-study. This does not mean that there will be an examiner coming to assess you. These are all self-study and submission work. So you do not have an examiner coming over here just to hear you play and all that. It's now all submission work. Yeah, and there are university level qualifications that can be studied in preparation alongside as an alternative to undergraduate degree courses. Right, so who are the diplomas for? Again, you have teaching diploma for those who want to develop their teaching credentials. The teaching diploma is becoming a bit more popular, and now it's the natural progression. When Rock School came, everyone just needed at least a grade 8. But now, as Rock School becomes more prominent, people are beginning to look for diplomas. Teaching diplomas, yeah, and teaching diplomas are important because because all our time we've been always thinking about performance. So the main difference between the performer and a teacher is the way they think. The performer is more inward, looking at yourself, how you want to express, whereas a teaching diploma focus on the student. How does the student learn, and how does the student progress? So there are certain different emphasis in teaching and performing. Yeah. So again, you can do that, and then performance diploma are for those who want to progress to the next level. Basically, if you finish your grade 8, you want to go on to the next one, then next level higher, and then you do that. We notice that a lot of those finishing grade 8 want to progress higher, especially when they finish their grade 8 at the age of 14, or 15. It seems that people are graduating drums, particularly drums, grade 8 at a younger age. So it's been interesting to notice that. Yeah. And of course, enterprise will be any individual developing their business brand. For example, you want to be a sound engineer, musician, lighting engineer. You can do all this as a creative enterprise diploma. Yeah. Now, what are your entry requirements? Again, all these are clips from the Diploma Syllabus book. Again, there are no requirements for this qualification. You don't have, for performance, you don't need to be of certain age. The only age that requirement will be for those in the teaching diploma. For example, you must be 18 years or older at the time of certification. Yeah. So that's if you are studying at 17, maybe after Form 5, you want to do music, you can actually do that. But at the time of certification, you must be 18 years or older. So it's something to take note of. Right? Okay. So you have a 1 year from registration to complete your professional diploma. From the time that you register, you will have 12 months to complete it. So normally what we advise people to do is do all your submission work, do all your videos first, and then register. In that way, that will be safer. A portfolio of evidence can take the form of video, written, or any appropriate medium. You have a choice sometimes whether, let's say for example, you do artist analysis, which I will explain later. There are certain ways. We know that musicians don't read. Okay, maybe not for you, but majority musicians rather to do something else than reading. All right, it's a general fact, and so what we do is, in terms of even preparing for contemporary musicians or even classical musicians, we actually come up with things that if you can't write well, maybe you can do a certain demonstration, or you can talk like this, like I'm talking to you. Because what is most important is whether you have the contents. That is what your assessment is all about. Right. Next one would be, there are only 4 units. In every diploma, there are 4 units. You need to complete 4 units. And so as long as you understand that we can start moving. So remember, 4 units, 3 pathways. It's supposed to be flexible and modular. For example, what it means flexible is that you can emphasize on performance, but you can minor in teaching. That's where it gets a bit exciting. You can do that, or you can major in teaching and minor in performance, or maybe enterprise. You know. So I'll let you know later on as you see this. Right. So again, the teaching diploma gives evidence to employers of your ability to deliver high quality tuition. What's happening now is that I find that a lot of international schools are asking, who are those who can teach? And the teaching has been there's a certain demand for it. Yeah. Again, I'm not sure whether your area there is a demand for it, but international schools are asking. So if you have a teaching diploma and you want to work in international schools, let me know. Yeah. Now, the performance diploma gives evidence to university, college, and agencies of your perform high standard. Question that people always ask is, am I exempted if I do a professional diploma? Will the university exempt me from a performance? The answer is no. Right? They don't exempt you. For example, like UCSI, there are no exemptions for performance. In fact, most of the music universities, those with the music courses, they don't do exemptions. They actually look at your qualifications and say, okay, you're either in or you're not in, right? And always they go through audition. Music is always audition, because we know that a grade, you can pass with that grade, but it doesn't mean that you can play. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So again, people say, is it exempted? You're not exempted. It does have the points to carry you. Like UCSI, for example, they were giving me a feedback. Those who have gone through the rock school, seems to be doing better in the performance degree, and that's because they have achieved a certain level. Yeah. So the creative enterprise diploma is evidence of your ability to work in a professional environment in a specialized area. Yeah, in a specialist area. So basically, the paper is telling you that you're telling some people that you are disciplined, you have acquired a certain level. Yeah, right. Entrepreneur and enterprise module gives you insight on how to set up as a brand, sole trading business. That means these are some of the 4 things that you can concentrate on. You can do performance, and then you might want to do entrepreneurship. Yeah. Health and safety for performance is covered, and I will show you afterwards. Next one, these are the 3 categories: teaching, performance, and creative enterprise. Now, this is the first thing that you must do is that you have in your syllabus, you will have all this. You will have page 20 talks about all these different units. Yeah. Now, in this, every unit here is 1 unit. All these subjects here are worth 1 unit, except the advanced repertoire and technical skills, which is doubled. When you see a double here, what it means is 2 units. Right? So again, basically you have some that you need to have, you need to sit for it, and the rest are all optional. Basically, you have all these subjects, some are core, some are optional, right? So it gives you a flexibility on how you want to do it. Let me just explain. In performance, because 1 subject is double, basically you only need 2 subjects. Yeah, go back again. This is double, so this is considered as worth 2 units. So because it's like worth 2 units and then 1, so out of this compulsory 3 units, you only take 2 subjects for performance, and the other one is optional. So optional is always 1 unit. Teaching is 3 subjects. Creative enterprise is 3 subjects. Right, so let's look into performance. Let's say level 4. Level 4 and level 6 is the same concept. It's just that the requirements, the assessment is of a different level. Yeah. For example, if you're level 4 performance and compared to level 6, what's the difference? Of course, it will be more in-depth, more complex in nature in your advanced technique. So in level 4, what I've done is I've cancelled this. Advanced repertoire and technical skills single is taken out because you are doing the double. You've got no choice on that. So what happens is that goes into the compulsory. This artist analysis goes into the compulsory. So that's your main subject for performance. Whether you're level 4 or level 6, that's your main subject. So the rest are optional units. All these are optional units. Let's say, for example, you have done this, then you decide, maybe I want to learn to take care of myself, self-care for creative professionals. Then you might want to do that for your optional because you want to talk about as a performer. Maybe you are saying, I want to do performance, but I want to do a bit of teaching. Maybe I want to just look at understanding learning. Then that will be your optional. Right? So basically, it's like a major and a minor. You major in performance and you minor in certain things that you want. Collaborative production has to do with coming together to produce something. It could be a music production, it could be even a play, it could be a concert. It doesn't mean that you have to be the musician. You could be the organizer in itself. You just got to present a paper on how you would do it. Yeah, inclusive learning has to do with a lot of special needs. Yeah, you focus on special needs. So this is performance. Now, if you come into performance, so I'm just concentrating on performance now. In performance, let's just say for level 4, like I said before, advanced repertoire, technical double unit. This is not for you, right? Now, you can also take a single unit, which is your second discipline, right? That means, for example, you're majoring in drums. And that will be 2 units in your performance, and then artist analysis. Maybe you want to do a wackel or steel guard or whatever. Then optional, you say, hey, I can play the piano. Then I want to take that as another as my optional unit. You may do so, or maybe you're playing guitar and you sing. So you want to do both, or you can be a bassist and then you are also electric guitarist. You want to do a performance diploma and you want to do the second discipline as another instrument. That is also accepted. Yeah. So again, when you want to do the performance diploma, this is what you need to fill out: the piece, the artist, the style. Why is this level 4? And this is very important for you. It will help you think about this. Why is your piece level 4? A lot of times people ask us, is this piece okay for level 4? Is this piece okay for level 6? Now we put it back in such a way, why do you think is level 4? Again, planning your performance in context. You know what I'm saying? It must be above grade 8 level, but how do you know that this is that? It's just very similar to a gig. Your pieces, there will be a part where it does analyze. You have to analyze your pieces. You have to mention why did you choose the pieces that you did. They want to go through your thinking in selecting the songs. Yeah. Right. Again, what advanced techniques will you demonstrate? Link music if you have. Right. So again, the repertoire approval. Now, if you want to do teaching, same thing. Advanced repertoire and all this is not your core subject. So inclusive learning, planning, understanding learning is in your core. Inclusive learning is special needs. Understanding learning is by understanding the types of learners. Like some could be analytical, some could be visual. Understanding how people learn or how students learn. Planning and facilitating and evaluating learning has to do with lesson plans. Very practical, where you even have to do a video recording of your teaching with one student, or maybe group if you're doing level 6. Right now, optional, you can also do advanced repertoire and technical skills. Single, again, that means single unit. You can do that. So you might want to have emphasis major on teaching, minor on performing. So that can go quite well. Or you want to do assessment, you want to do marketing yourself, enterprise. For example, they'll say, how do you do, right? How you would start a business that can sustain for at least 1 year. Give a 1-year plan. You can do that as well. Yeah. So not everything is just playing. They have a writing and a lot of academic work as well. Again, creative enterprise. These are your core units: collaboration, enterprise, marketing yourself as a creative professional. Yeah, and then again, optional. You decide what you want. So this is more like a checklist. If you want to do performance double, you basically need to do a performance of 25 minutes. Now they say live or video, meaning you can either just record yourself, or you might want to do a live performance and just video what you're doing, right? So this could be like if you want to, you are already gigging and you just want to put it in, why not? So again, advanced performance single. Again, it's also performance, 15 minutes, and you need to have evaluation. Now, evaluation can be in written form, can be in video form, like what you're seeing now, the way I'm talking to you, it can be done. Yeah. Right? And also, the advanced repertoire, technical skills, second discipline, this is for the performers, minimum grade 6 level. That's the kind of level. Second discipline is a bit easy, less intensive as the first one, so about grade 6 level. Again, performance 15 minutes and evaluation. So you notice that the performance always must have an evaluation. Now, artist analysis, you have to do a performance of 15 minutes. Let's just say there's one particular artist that you want to talk about. You will also have to play 15 minutes, and when you do your work analysis, work and evaluation, that means what it does is you need to talk about somebody. For example, if you're talking about a vocal, you want to talk about Whitney Houston, and therefore you want to talk about her style. You have to do the analysis work. What do you notice about her style, her range, and then you need to then emphasize certain things and her contribution. then you have to sing her work for 15 minutes, or you can do her style in maybe like for a Twinkle Twinkle Little Star according to Whitney Houston, and then you have to rearrange it according to her style. That is also fine. The evaluation has to do with your performance, right? The evaluation has to do with your performance, not evaluating the artist, is evaluating your performance. Now, collaborative production, what you need to do is you need to submit a video submission of a live performance. You've got to show a performance rehearsal plan that will be under documentation, and you have to give a feedback of the performance. Next one will be enterprise and entrepreneurship, a business proposal. Basically, you need to show the first year and a new business startup. Assessment, case study. All this about case study. That means there's no video, it's all paperwork. It could be paperwork, or you could write it on a paper and then start reading it like how we are talking. Yeah. Marketing yourself as a professional, making sure that you do a CV. This is basically you help you market yourself, do a CV video, 5 minutes, marketing proposal, and CVD plan. So all these are there. Planning, again, one overview, outline, five week lesson, one teaching video, minimum 20 minutes evaluated. Now these are all for level 4. Level 6 will just be more. Like for example, level 6 will be 2 teaching videos. It's just that the amount of work will be more, right? So self-care for creative, again, reviews the impact of well-being and self-care. If you're a drummer, you want to know, they want to know how you will take care of yourself. What are the common injuries and how would you do to make sure that you do not sustain that? Safe teaching, we'll talk about environment. If you want to do some teaching, is it safe? Like for example, wires, cables, sockets, understanding how that will work. Understanding learning, again, like I said, it's about understanding different types of learners. That's a lot. I hope you're okay. Right, now, so this is how the reports will be like. All marking is remote. Specialist team of examiners, expert in subjects and level. Now, how it's being marked is like this. Let's say, for example, you're doing performance, you're doing artist analysis, and then you are doing teaching. So basically, you have 3 subjects, yeah, equivalent to 4 units. When you submit, what UK will do is each subject will be distributed to the specialist. That means if there's a teacher specialist, your work will be given to one person, right? So it's not always like one examiner will have all your work and then start marking. They're actually distributed to each specialist. So that's how it works. And again, learning outcomes, this is going to be important, and I'm going to share with you why. Because in your learning outcome, it's already stated in your syllabus, and they are assessing based on that. Like, how do they grade you? For example, here, if out of 2 passes, 1 merit, you get a pass. If 3 passes, you get a pass. So sometimes you're not sure whether you get a merit or pass, because one subject could be a pass, another subject could be merit, one subject could be a distinction. So overall, do you get a pass, merit, or distinction? So it's all explained here. Yeah. Okay. Right. So have a look at that. That one is not as important as this one. So unit specifications. So everything that you read, every subject is all written here. For example, double, aim and purpose. If you ever come to this subject, right, and I would advise you not to read from the beginning. It's about 3 pages. Don't read the beginning until the end. My suggestion is look at your assessment evidence first. This is the main thing that you need to do. This is the main one that you need to ask yourself, okay, what is inside here? This is what you need to prepare. Okay? So a plan evaluation, the plan and evaluation should be rational pieces chosen, description, all these are here. So when you want to do the performance diploma, look at assessment evidence to know what you are doing, right? Now make sure, again, it says here, evidence of planning and evaluation may be presented as written work, video presentation, or podcast. You could do a PowerPoint and you can speak, how they do the small box where you're talking and then they have the PowerPoint. You can do that as well. If you're doing a written evidence, you must not exceed 1,500 words. This is for level 4. Level 6 will be about 2,100 words. If you're doing, for example, evidence of planning and evaluation, if you want to do visual, you must not exceed 10 minutes. So let's just say now, this video is definitely a video work. All right. So you have to show a video. Now, planning and evaluation can be another video or can be written work. That's all I'm saying. Now, based on experience, I find a lot of them want to do visual, but you make sure that your content is as good as your written work. My suggestion is always to write it and not just say it, unless you're very, very confident of yourself. Okay? So that's the diploma. Same thing for others. Second discipline, you'll find basically it's the same. Sorry, I forgot to say something. Let's go back to the double now. So this is the evidence, yeah. This is what you must do. The learning outcomes here is what the examiner will be marking. For example, you see 1, 2, 3. Just now, remember, I was showing you the report marks where they're the learning outcomes. The examiner will mark based on plan a performance of advanced technical skills. How well did you do it? Demonstrate an advanced learning skill through performance. Then they will evaluate whether it's a pass, merit, or distinction, right? Now, maybe your question is, how do I know whether plan a performance, is it going to be distinction, merit, or pass? How do I know, right? So just think, out of this is your one subject, and there are 3 components that the examiner will mark. And all these 3 components is, all the criteria is found here in your grading criteria. So for example, let me just go back a bit. For example, here, when they talk about learning, plan a performance of advanced technical skills. That means in your performance, you got to make sure that your performance has advanced technical skills. So when they talk about advanced, it means anything above grade 8, right? So how they will assess is this way. In your next page, you showed knowledge and a broadly confident understanding of content and complexity of the repertoire chosen. That's because you know how tough your piece is going to be, right? Giving a clear explanation of the rationale and theme for the performance and your preparation work, right? So that's one. You look here, you showed a thorough and confident knowledge and understanding of the context and complexity of the repertoire chosen, giving a clear and thorough explanation of the rationale and theme, blah, 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 blah. Basically, one is you showed knowledge and broadly confident. Merit is you showed a thorough and confident knowledge. It's just a different degree. One is broadly, one is thorough, and of course this distinction is you showed a comprehensive and convincing. So it's just those 3 levels in planning a performance. Then you look at second one here, it says the performance demonstrated mostly secure and clearly grasped structural features. Mostly. That's where you get a pass. The performance demonstrated secure and confident. That's a different level. And then distinction, the performance demonstrated highly secure and sustained structural features and complex elements throughout the performance. So you will know roughly where you are at. As a teacher, if you're teaching diploma, you will roughly know where you are at because of all these words. Alright, so based on the report has to reflect this kind of things. And then the last one will be, again, you demonstrated a sound and secure understanding of musical interpretation, right? You provided, okay, so that's the third thing. So here you demonstrated a secure and confident understanding of musical interpretation. And the last one here is you demonstrated a highly secure and confident. So again, look into this and always ask yourself, where are you? Right? Again, for past, later on when you do your evaluation, you provided a relevant and clear evaluation, your technical strengths and area for development. So you roughly, if you're asking yourself, what am I supposed to evaluate? Basically, your performance, your technical strengths and areas for development. For merit, you must present a detailed and thoughtful. That means it's not surface. It must be thoughtful. What is thoughtful is like, what could you have done? Maybe you go into details. This section was a bit tricky, complex, and what I could have done is I could have been more relaxed rather than being stiff. Maybe just to relax upper part of my body. Those kind of things are more detailed. And then the next one is you presented a comprehensive evaluation. That means you gave a very detailed evaluation. Maybe in a nutshell, I would say concentration was the main element, because concentrating in technical work, concentration in transition sections and all. So again, so I hope this is going to help you. There are 3 things you need to know. Assessment evidence, that's number 1, what you need to do. Learning outcome, what the examiner is going to mark, and this one will tell you exactly where you stand. Okay, so for all the other elements of the diploma, all the other subjects, same thing, learning outcomes, and then you will have assessment evidence and then grading criteria. Everything is always the same throughout. So you just need to know that, and then you will be fine. All right, so far so good. Yeah. Okay. Now, so that's all for the information. It is quite comprehensive. You need to read the diplomas, the information. You got to read through, and then you will find that it will be helpful. The PowerPoint will help you understand. The syllabus will be more detailed, and you should be able to know. Having said that, feedback is every time, because this is new, you are never sure. You always feel that you're not sure. Yeah, and what I can do is to actually walk through with you. Let me know. Yeah, let me know what you need. If you're not sure, give a call, text me, and make sure that you get the best out of it. Is the whole nutshell of what it is. It actually offers you a lot of flexibility, and it allows you to decide what you want. So let's say if you're teaching a student, you actually have to ask the student, where are you going with this higher level? Do you want to be more on the performing side? Or let's just say if you want to cari makan, maybe you want to do a performing and then do a teaching. Maybe that might balance both. So when you show in your CV, you've got that kind of qualification, and that might help. If you want to do fully, or maybe you want to get involved in other things, it needs to have a pathway to where you want to be. So what is nice about this diploma is it actually allows you to prepare yourself, mix and match to meet your needs, So this is quite good. Now, Amy, what if I fail one of the units? Can I retake that unit only, or I have to redo the entire program? Good question, Amy. Now, what you will need to, if you fail one of the units, you can retake it, but you can only do it once. Yeah. If you fail that unit, then if you fail that unit again, then you have to retake the whole thing. Yeah. So for example, if you are taking 3 units, you failed 2 units. Let's say, for example, you failed 2 units. So to retake one, you will need to pay £50. Yeah, those are like your subs. You just got to pay £50 for 1 unit. So 2 units will be £100, right? That will be about I think about 1,000 ringgit. No, is that right? Yeah, £100 is about 600. Sorry. Yeah, about 600 ringgit. So you have to do receipt. But if you failed the 2 units again, or let's say you passed one and you failed the other one, then it will consider that the whole process is categorized as fail. Then you have to do again. That means then you have to start paying the 1,006 again. Yeah. Good question. So that, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if for the okay, for example, I'm taking a performance diploma, right? So for the repertoire, any publication also can, right? As long as RSL approved, is it?
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
RSL, it's quite uh, it's quite not, I wouldn't say flexible. You got a lot of freedom because there's so many contemporary music here. It's impossible to have all the repertoire lists. So what they do is look at your, let's say if you're doing level 4, if any pieces that are above grade 8 definitely will be a level 4. Yeah. So all you have to do is make sure that you have the notation so that when you upload it, you upload the notation as well. Yeah. So that's about it. You don't have to get the RSL approval, but a lot of us would like the approval just in case they said your performance is below par, right? Yeah. Right. Thanks. That was a good question. Yeah. Has anyone taken this? Yes, there are a few. In fact, we have one here who David Alpha. He just completed his, yeah, in the teaching diploma. Yeah, you want to ask him? You can ask him right now. David, is it okay? We get someone to ask you to share your experience. Yeah, you can unmute yourself if you want to.
Hi everyone. Hi Mr. Rocky.
Hi.
Used to having your lecture.
So would you be able to share your experience? Why don't the rest of you write your questions? He did a teaching diploma. Okay, so why don't you write your questions down? Maybe he can reply. Otherwise, it will be a bit difficult for him to
Yeah. I try
share.
my best with my limited English.
No worries. As long as you can share in any language you want as well. So anybody has a question in terms of what you want him to share?
Okay.
So maybe some of the experience for the taken the syllabus, how from start from the beginning until the end. Maybe some of the experience, maybe you can take a few topic, maybe.
Okay. Maybe David, let me just ask you a question. Maybe.
Yeah.
Why did you take the diploma?
Okay. So I would like to know more about how the professional teachings ways for our music students, and then I want to learn more the pedagogy, and then how is a way to teach for the inclusive students. So I want to know more about how to teaching lah. So I learned a lot from Mr. Rocky and syllabus also.
Okay. Did you find it difficult at first to start?
With the syllabus only is quite difficult for me to understand lah. But after receive the lecture from Mr. Rocky, it's become very easy. Mr. Rocky make the things simple and easy to us to understand.
Okay. By the way, I'm not selling myself here, please. So don't get the wrong impression.
No. I just telling my feelings and then how I'm going to the class.
Yeah, Raymond has a good question here. What were the challenges that you faced when taking the teaching diploma? What was the challenging thing for you?
Challenging thing is maybe writing, and then the vocabulary, how to write it properly, and then need to search a lot from Google's, need to read articles every day to know more, and then write more points from that. Sorry, what's it, David? Tech or teaching diploma, yeah, teaching diploma. Okay. So my main instrument is drum. So in my teaching diploma, I using drum for my instruments for pass up the work lah.
Yeah, and the assessment will be based on your teaching, not just on your instrument. Of course, if you are teaching drums, then there will be an examiner who will assess your work based on your drum teaching. Yeah. Okay, good. David, maybe another question would be, if what would you say to those who are considering taking a teaching or a performance diploma? What are things that your advice to them would be?
For performing diploma, I'm not so sure how it's going on. Maybe teaching diploma, my advice is need to ready to read a lot lah, to know. Only you read a lot, then you can write what you want to read, and then you have the point from your mind, something like that lah.
Okay.
Okay.
One more question? Was your experience, your personal experience, enough for you to do your work?
Enough for me to do my work.
Let's say if a teacher now has been teaching for 10 years and the teacher says, okay, I think I can do the teaching diploma. Can I do it based on my own experience? Do I need to read as much?
You can write with your own experience also, but the most important is you need to set your goal, and then you must finish on time. Like if like my style lah, I not setting the goal, then I cannot finish lah, because we will hold and then not go to sitting for the exam, or those we already have all the works in our hand.
Right.
Yeah,
Another good
okay.
question. Another good question from Lynn is, how many years was David teaching?
Was he taught the diploma? Actually, I'm starting teaching. Not really start yet, but just some part time lah. One use about something like this. So I take this diploma is actually I want to know how is the proper way to teaching. So now I'm just starting my own academics for about 1 month. Not really 1 month yet. So start in this year lah, my academic.
Right.
Really run after my diplomas. I get my diploma search.
Yeah. In case you don't know about David, he's actually a optician, right?
Yeah.
So that's a very interesting story.
I see. No, cannot see.
Yeah. What is the optional unit you took, David?
Optional unit I took. What is this called? How is it? What is it?
Safe teaching.
Safe care, healthcare, or what? Something is writing about how the way to protect yourself when being a teacher, and then what the problem you face. What is that? What is that unit called?
I think is it a self-care or creative professional, something like that?
About self-care like that lah.
Okay.
Need to list what the problem music teacher face, how is you solve it, and then what will you do like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay. Say how long to accomplish your diploma?
Accomplish.
How long did it take for you to finish?
You mean just from starting class until that? About 5 or 6 months.
Okay.
When is we start the diploma?
I think we did it in July or August, something then.
So I pass up in about December like that lah.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Lynn has another. Lynn asks, may I ask David's academic level when he took his diploma? What was your academic level?
You done diploma or tertiary study? What does it mean? You mean for my drum reading or what? Sorry, Mr.
it-
Oki,
no
can you
worries.
translate to me?
Academics meaning like, do you have any? What was your
Uh,
academic level? SPM? Is it?
Oh, so my academic level is just opticians lah. After XPM, I go for my opticians, and then I direct. So about 12 years, 13 years not study. Only I start again with this teaching diploma.
So was your optician a degree or a diploma?
Diplomas, everyone.
Okay, you had a diploma in optician, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. How did you manage your time to take this diploma while having a day job? How do you cope doing diploma while having what? How many optician shops? Two, ah?
Yeah, too.
Yeah.
But just manage on daytime when no customer. I just study around and then write. Like that
Right.
lah. Yeah.
I think it was also because of the pandemic, even.
Yeah, pandemic also lah.
Yeah. Right.
Quite because the pandemic time.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, David.
Okay,
If you got
thanks,
any more
Mr. Oki.
questions, just write it down. Yeah.
I try. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. So if you got any questions, just let us know. We do. Yeah. So at the moment, David is very helpful. Thank you, David. And the rest, if you're interested, you have more questions, just let us know, and then we'll try to help you. Okay. How many levels total in RSL? There are two. If you are from the classical, it's something like the ATCL or LTCL, level 4 and level 6. Yeah. Yes. Highest is level 6. Okay. Right. All right. So again, so that's all about the professional development. Professional diploma. There's another one that I will talk about, the teaching, especially if you're interested in teaching. Many people like David, they were asking for, I want to do a teaching, but I'm not sure how to do it. How do I go about? Is there anyone to help me complete the teaching diploma? So because of those kind of demands, so what I've done is I've actually created personally, this is my own, it's a professional teaching course. Yeah, it's a diploma teaching course, and this is something that I will be starting in February if you want to do it, or if you are keen to teach it, you might want to follow this outline as well. I'm not here to promote myself. It's to actually just to give some guidelines that you can actually use if you want to teach. This would be one of the things that I would recommend that you can actually consider covering, because again, as you can see, the diploma syllabus, it is very it just gives you the guidelines, it tells you what is there, but it doesn't actually ask you to have a curriculum. So again, if you are able, you have experience, consider going into the teaching diploma, because there is a need for it. Yeah. So I'm just going to share with you again. If you are just doing performance and all you want is just the performance, then you can actually sign out, because it's already 12:30 and I don't want to keep your time. But if you're interested with the teaching diploma course, then you can stay back and then let me just share what I have with you. So let me just share with you for those who are teaching diploma. Again, this course it involves level 4 and level 6. What it does is it will actually, because of the format is the same, it's just the depth of what you are sharing, what you are doing, whether it meets level 6. So the course here is not to say once you finish this you pass the diploma. It's just like a self-study. It's just to help you understand, give you some structure to it, and then then you will have to just prepare like what David had. When we did the one with David, we had about 14. Out of the 14, David is the only one that has finished. The rest, they completed the work, but they have yet to do it because of time and many other reasons. Yeah. So again, that's one. So if you're interested in teaching, maybe consider this. A requirement, if you do want to enroll in this, you must attend all classes and complete given assignments. There will be assignments, like David said, there will be a lot of reading. The purpose of this diploma course is to make you think. Yeah, it is to make you think about teaching. Again, this is not performance, it's thinking. So, and the group is small. Because we had about 14, in fact 15, we actually had to split to 2 groups because the max we could take was 8 in a group, because there will be a lot of sharing, a lot of input, a lot of discussion, and so those kind of things. Yeah. So if you are interested, just let me know. Yeah. Right. Okay. Now, next thing to highlight is the diploma submission is actually anytime. If any teachers here would like to teach this course, please let me know, and we can always share it out. You know, I'm only doing this because there is no one yet, or people that I don't know are doing it. But if you are keen to teach it and you think that after looking at all this it's no problem, let me know. Yeah, because I'm trying to meet the needs of the teachers who wants qualifications, and that's why I stepped in. Right. Okay. Amy, can we sit for the teaching lesson but not take the teaching diploma? Well, of course you can. Of course you can. Sometimes you want to have self-improvement. Yeah, fine. That's fine. Yeah. The idea is that is to provide you the skills and the confidence to know that if I want to do a diploma course, I'm able to. But if you want to come and just take it just for a refresher and just to take the teaching lessons, that's fine. But you need to do work. The thing is that you must do work. Otherwise, it is not going to be effective. Yeah. Okay, it's 12:40. People, thank you for your time. I hope this has been informative. And again, like I said, if you came in and you did not register, please put your email here so I can send the PowerPoints to you and the PDF of the Teacher's Diploma course. All right? Okay. So thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Thank you for spending time, and for you who have been spending since 10 o'clock, well done to you. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Rocky. Bye.
Welcome.